What we're going to do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen. A giant screen. Edges, it's really beautiful. It's got a full plastic back. It's really nice.
And that's why I'm really excited to tell you about an entirely new version, the iPhone 3GS. I'm really pleased to tell you today all about the brand new iPhone 4S. And this is iPhone 5.
This is iPhone 7.
Is worthy of the name iPhone 11 Pro.
Apple took to the stage and launched their first ever smartphone on June 29, 2007. Ever since then, the smartphone landscape has not been the same, even for Apple themselves. Apple reached $1 trillion mark last year, and the iPhone has contributed over 70% of that share. There has always been a hype and a cult following for their products. In this video, let's take a deeper dive into this topic. Hey, this is Jay Surya from TechnoChap, and let's begin. Apple is one of the very few tech companies who create their own software and the hardware for their products. This enables them to control each and every aspect of the products, ranging from their processors to the software which powers their products. This is not the same for the competing products, as the software is being powered by Google for Android, and all the other components have been outsourced from the vendors. Hence, due to this, Apple can keep track for their products in the long run, which is not possible for the latter. To take a deeper understanding into this topic, we first need to understand how tech companies gain their customers' loyalty. One is through their software support, and the other one is through their customer support after a product has been sold. The competing products may have come close or even can be similar to the Apple's offering for customer support, but Apple is way ahead in terms of software support. Let's take a real life example to prove the same. Meet the iPhone 5S. This phone was launched in 2013. Yes, a whole 7 years back, and when reviewed for its time, even back then, specifications of the product didn't meet the expectations of the critics and the reviewers. But due to the tight integration, as explained before, Apple has been fine-tuning the software to its hardware and was able to eke out the maximum performance of this product. This is evident from the fact that the smartphone was getting software updates till iOS 12. To put that into perspective, the iOS 13 is the latest software, with iOS 14 coming along its way. This is a crazy feature to be pulled off, as the last software update for a competing product at its time, the Samsung Galaxy S4, is stuck at the Android Lollipop 5.0. Well, Apple has created an ecosystem of its own where people who invest in their products gets a sense of extra convenience factor out of them. What's more to validate a fact than asking a user who is heavily invested in this ecosystem?
So, what Apple products do you use?
So I use my iPod, my iPad, my iPhone, and like that's it. Otherwise, I don't have any other Apple product as such. Like I don't like the MacBook Pro or the Air. So mostly my iPhone and my iPad I use the most.
Okay. So, how did the Apple products help you in your daily workflow?
So as a product designer, I chose an iPad Pro to sketch. So I do my sketching on that, and then the rendering I do it on my laptop, which is not a MacBook, but it's a Dell. So I use that. So mostly for like an ecosystem, I communicate with my iPhone and my iPad, so I can share my files from my college from my iPhone to my iPad by AirDrop and stuff. So that's how the ecosystem is really close within the Apple products.
So, coming to that ecosystem, like how has that ecosystem actually helped you in your workflow? Because I have heard that Apple products like talk with each other, like they connect seamlessly via each other with each other as such. And how has that helped you in your daily workflow?
So, like while listening to music, I just like connect my AirPods, which is really simple with my iPhone, so it easily pairs. Same way with my iPad, like the Apple Pencil and my iPad. So you need an Apple Pencil with an iPad to precisely draw.
So, with the market saturated like never before, Apple has now moved to providing service based along with their software. Streaming services like Apple Music, Apple TV has now started to take the central stage, and they as a company also knows this and is now trying to win over customers from the competing side, Android. The customers who value their customization, deeper access to their products, etc. The first move towards this goal is their new iOS 14, which ports some of the key elements in Android like widgets, file system, and more granular control over the phone. The privacy of Apple is also taken into the account, as this has always been a strong point for Apple in the past. The process of porting over Android customers towards the Apple side had started with the launch of the iPhone SE 2, which helps common people to experience Apple products and services with as low as $399 starting from, at least in the US. With all these things in mind, the hype factor is kind of justified. But even Apple knows that this kind of hype is not going to stay for long. And as long as Apple keeps innovating and makes products that caters to its main audience, it is going to rack up the money, becoming more valuable in the future. So with that being said, this is Jay Surya signing off. Catch you all in the next awesome video. Cheers.
What is the three question star?
Ready.